Sweden is one of the best countries at table tennis and has been for a long time. Tage Flisberg was the first international star. Here against the Japanese Ohiro Ogimura. Hasse Alcir was the next great player towards the end of the 50s. He was the European singles champion and world champion in doubles. Kjell Johansson and Hasse Alcir won Sweden's first ever gold medal in a world championship. That was in 1967, when they beat Amelin and Gomoskov in the World Championship doubles final. The Swedes were trailing 15-19 in the deciding set, so it was little wonder that there was great rejoicing after the victorious match. The successes continued. In 1971, 18-year-old Ulf Bengtsson hit the headlines by winning Sweden's first World Championship singles title. In the final, he beat the Japanese Ihiro 3-1. Stellan in tears of happiness after his victory. Here we see Bosse Persson against Tasaka in the team final in Sarajevo in 1973. Look at how well Bosse is playing. Sensationally, Bosse beats Tasaka, and Sweden wins the team gold by 5-3 against Japan. There's great rejoicing in the Swedish team after that fantastic victory. Moscow and the European Championships final in 1984. What a marvellous match ball in the singles final. Ulf Bengtsson, selected as fifth man in the Swedish team, goes sensationally forward to the final against the Pole, Andrei Grubak. Ulf Bengtsson wins the final 21-19 in the deciding set, and the Swedish players and organisers are wild with joy. Sweden's national table tennis team has developed into one of the best in the world during the last few years. In the latest list of the world's top players, 4 out of the top 15 men were Swedes. Why are the Swedes so successful? One of the organisers is sure that it's due to the fact that they take care of talented youngsters at an early stage. Competitions for young people, like this one, the best 4, a competition for school teams. Promising young table tennis players who have qualified come from all over the country for the big final. The competition stimulates the youngsters and helps the clubs in their recruiting. Perhaps the next generation of great players is here. What does Sweden's only singles world champion say about young people and table tennis? I think you must have fun when you play. You shouldn't think of training and playing as something you're forced to do, but rather you should play as much as you think is fun. Then you need a coach as early as possible, so that you play correctly from the beginning. After that, all you have to do is train and train for success. It's a fine moment for the winners of the tournament when they receive the prize from the hands of their idol, Ulf Bengtsson. Star player Erik Lindh is one of those who has gone through the table tennis college in Falkenberg. He often goes back there to train, and in this way gives extra encouragement to the school's pupils. There are two schools of this sort in Sweden, where you can combine ordinary studies and table tennis training. Good, experienced instructors give a comprehensive and varied training that will produce results in the future. Food is important for a table tennis player in hard training. To achieve good results, both in table tennis and in studying, you need to eat the right food.
Den linje jag går 3 naturvetenskaplig, det är ju 3 år då, så jag har 2 kvar.
I'm studying natural sciences. It's a 3-year course, and whether I go on with table tennis, time must show. If I do well at table tennis, I'll give it a few years. We're able to drop some subjects at school so that we can also train during the daytime. In addition, we train every evening as well. During the day, we train for a 2-hour period, and in the evening for 2.5 hours. And then we train as hard as we can during each period. When we have tests in other subjects, we have to let up a bit on the table tennis.
Pingisgymnasiets stora uppgift är att ge spelarna chansen.
The most important task of the table tennis colleges is to give the players the opportunity to see if they can be really good at table tennis. They go to school here for 3 years, and then they can see if they have the prerequisites to be really good table tennis players. Those who do not come up to the mark can concentrate more on their studies and training in other subjects. My 2 elder brothers started a table tennis club when I was 7 or 8. That was in Kungälv, just outside Gothenburg. That's how I started table tennis. Erik Lindh meets secrétaire at the Scandinavian Open Championship in Gothenburg. Here, Lindh has to exploit the whole of his wide range against the fast, technical Frenchman. Mikael Appelgren is a beautiful tactician here against the Yugoslavian Kalinic. Table tennis is a greatly varied sport. There's a lot of spin and so on. That's difficult for the public to understand. They watch it from too great a distance. Table tennis is also a fast game. One must have fast reflexes. You must think about what you're going to do with the ball, and that the other player you meet always has a good shot, and you must guard against that good shot and prevent him from playing it too often. There are 2 or 3 of us girls here in Sweden who can hold our own internationally. We ought to be a few more so that we could help each other by training together and playing against each other. Then I think we could hold our own better than we can today. I train 2 to 4 hours every day. Some need more training, some less. But you've got to train a lot if you're going to keep in the elite class. The Chinese, Si Saike, tries to penetrate Jan-Ove Waldner at the Scandinavian Open Championship final in Gothenburg in 1983. Waldner is a great representative for Swedish table tennis. Superb ball sense combined with the ability to increase his capacity in the big competitions means that no table tennis player is safe against him. The decisive ball. Waldner wins by 21-19 in the final set.
I ålder kanske mellan 13 och 16, 17 då sysslar vi i stort sett inte med något annat.
I didn't do anything else but play table tennis from 13 to 17. I trained very hard and with great concentration, and that produced results. I wasn't much of a star as a boy player, but when I finished as a junior, I had achieved a place in the national team. This was perhaps because I trained a little more than the others. I've played table tennis for 18 years and have trained regularly since I was 8 or 9. And it paid off at last. You mustn't give up too soon. If things don't go so well for a few years, you must persevere a few years more. I had a down period between 18 and 22. But since then, things have really begun to happen. Ulf Bengtsson has the most powerful shots of all the Swedes, both backhand and forehand. He plays very optimistically and has the ability to share his optimism. My most important task is to see that these players remain individuals, but at the same time ensure that they work together. Training and hard practice is demanded, but that might not be enough. The player must also have the right sort of talent, and perhaps also the right sort of partner to train with while he is developing. It's not just physical training and the training of technique that's important, but also the ability to relax. You must be able to prepare yourself properly. Relaxation, sleep are extremely important. Alcohol is something that a top table tennis player cannot afford to indulge in, for example. We've now met some of Sweden's best table tennis players. We've heard them talk a little about themselves and how they started to play table tennis. Their way to the top has been through training and willpower. There's no shortcut to success. If you want to develop your table tennis game, improve your technique, increase your self-confidence, in order perhaps to reach the top someday, meet these people again in the Table Tennis Association's technique film that follows this film, so they can share their experience with you.